ahead and get started and start by doing some introductions. Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us today. My name is Aaron LeBeau, Senior Manager of Business Development with Dextera Datamatics. For those who don't know us, we are a Salesforce consulting organization. We are a Salesforce Summit level partner, and we are certified through Salesforce to implement solutions ranging everything from Sales Cloud to service, marketing, and now the big emphasis and big push from Salesforce is AI. So we have created a webinar series titled Unleash Salesforce for Your Enterprise. It's a 4-part series, and today we're going to be getting into the first part, all around kind of kickstarting your journey with Salesforce AI. So before we get into the presentation and the content, I'll go ahead and introduce our speakers. So with me today is Josh Packer. Josh is our Director of Technology here at Dextera. He has been working in the Salesforce ecosystem for over 10 years. I hope I'm not selling you short, Josh, and has helped companies large and small across the US, implement Salesforce and provide solutions that really transform them from a digital transformation standpoint. And then along with Josh is Garrett Brucker. Garrett is our Vice President of Customer Success. He personally leads our delivery team and ensures that every customer we're working with has an excellent experience, a customer experience, and also really generating the business outcomes that they hope to get leveraging Salesforce and a consulting partner. So with that, we're going to get into the content now. So first of all, I'm going to quickly move my slide here. So here's the 4-part webinar series I was talking about. Today, we're focused on kickstarting your AI journey on Salesforce to drive growth and innovation. So for some people, AI might be brand new to you. Some people, you might have already been studying up on AI, using ChatGPT, getting hands-on with some cool AI features, maybe even in Salesforce. So some of this is meant to be foundational kind of knowledge, right? And then also helping kind of lay the groundwork for how to approach AI from a practical standpoint and how to apply it in your business. So that's what we're going to be focused on today. Future series will include a little further deep dive into the technical around leveraging AI for sales. Later in December, our 3rd series will be all around leveraging AI for your customer service processes. And then 4th part in our series is continuing to create a foundation for adopting AI within Salesforce and expanding that use. So I will hand it off to our first speaker, which is going to be Josh. If anyone has a question throughout the webinar, please feel free to pop a question in. We have that Q&A box down at the bottom in your toolbar. Feel free to open that Q&A box. If you have any questions, put that in, and then towards the end of the presentation, we'll get into all the Q&As, the questions that come in. So that's all from me. Josh, I'll go ahead and hand it off to you. Oh, and you're muted, Josh.
Thank you. Thank you. It's great to be with you guys today. Excited to talk about the wonderful world of AI, and particularly AI in Salesforce with you guys today. We're going to get into a lot of the specifics in future webinars and stuff. I want to just kind of lay the foundation and cover some of the key concepts relating to AI. Talk a little bit here about machine learning. This is what a lot of people think of when they think of different systems of artificial intelligence. This has to do with algorithms and large data models and these algorithms that learn from the data and continuously grow and expand and there's examples within Salesforce of like prediction builder and case classification and multiple different features of sales and service and marketing AI, basically that take advantage of machine learning, learning from your data to prompt or to help your agents or your salespeople to become more effective and efficient. Um, Additional use cases outside of Salesforce with machine learning, have to do with fraud detection or customer segmentation, medical diagnosis, anomaly detection, just a handful of things there from learning from large data sets and allowing the algorithm to continuously grow and progress. Second, we want to talk about natural language processing, which is essentially kind of the way that we interact with the computer, right? This is, historically you've had to code to be able to interact with computers and tell it what to do, but more and more we're getting natural language where they understand the natural language. Got from code to voice, we got voice interaction. If you think of Siri or Alexa or something like that, you realize too that as those first came out years ago, you've seen improvements in natural language processing and computers and models basically getting much better at understanding people the way we naturally speak. And Salesforce has taken advantage of a lot of that, and we see enhancements and we see things happening within Agentforce that is taking this kind of to the next level and really excited about that. Um, third kind of concept is computer vision. And this is, if you think of things like image classification or facial recognition or optical character recognition, the computer reading a document and actually, recognizing and translating the image into actual text or that kind of stuff, or even, some really great examples of this are, you put, the three of these together and multiple different inputs, and you get things like self-driving cars like Waymo or like what Tesla's doing right now. And it's amazing what's coming out of kind of building on these core concepts and combining them in new and innovative ways. And just really exciting to see what's happening here and what we can do here in the future, what we can expect to see. So let's go ahead and bump to the next slide there, Aaron, and want to talk specifically too about kind of different categories or capabilities of AI. So we've got predictive AI, which again kind of goes on that machine learning. It predictive AI in the sense of Salesforce is taking a look at historical data and making predictions of something like case classification or prediction builder, that kind of stuff, where you've got a lot of historical data. We can, essentially train the model or train the agent on existing data and have it analyze, and based on what's happened in the past and based on what it learns from, closed cases or historical opportunities or whatever, we can predict the likelihood of closing of a new opportunity, or you know specific fields to classify a case, or different types of things like that. um, Generative AI, this is actually creating content. So this is, if you think Chat GPT, sit down and with a text prompt, able to generate an email or a story or an image or music, or I mean, it's getting kind of wild what what people are doing with generative AI, and it's pretty amazing to see how far we've come in just a short period of time, and how rapidly things are progressing there. And Salesforce has taken advantage of this as well, and some wonderful things in Copilot, which is now Agent Force with we've got prompt builder, we've got field generation capabilities, record summarization capabilities, generating content to help make your agents and salespeople far more efficient, and hopefully do some of the mundane parts of their job for them, which is fantastic. So thirdly, we got Agentic AI, and this kind of relates to Agent Force, formerly known as Copilot. This is you know, kind of combining some of these concepts of AI and basically trying to resolve specific use cases. So agentic AI refers to, autonomous agents that are resolving real life business use cases that you can set free and have them do the kind of the mundane parts of people's jobs, that, the repetitive tasks, that kind of stuff, so that it'll free up your people to be able to focus on more productive things that takes more human interaction there. So the nice thing about agentic AI is, the progress that's been made in natural language, um, easier to, much easier now to interact with and even to create these agents. Historically, we've had bots, and, there's been Einstein bots and different things where we've had to create, a whole framework in the back end of it, if then else statements to kind of anticipate where things are going. But now with agentic AI, um, the agent itself can interact with the person and do the reasoning, has the Atlas reasoning engine that reasons, figures out exactly what they're trying to accomplish, looks at internally at the topics and the tasks and the actions and stuff, and presents solutions based on the interaction with the human, without any specific interaction from your agents. And it's pretty cool. And the concepts that, just yesterday they introduced Agent Force officially with sales and service agents out of the box, and the prospective, time savings from freeing up human agents there is, it's just phenomenal when you think about, potentially what could happen here. So let's go ahead and bounce on the next slide. So future of AI, this slide here is intentionally a little bit underwhelming. This is we've got just some really basic things here, but if you think about the future of AI and trends and opportunities, we're talking self-driving cars, we're talking, you know, autonomous robots, all that kind of stuff, and it's really, there's a whole wide world of things out there that some of which haven't even been dreamt up yet, and some of them are really close to becoming a reality, that we see. And so we're excited about that. But, more about the future of AI and the trends and opportunities. We have some quotes that we wanted to cover from some of the experts, from some high level people at Google and Microsoft, and what their take is on AI. And so we'll bounce to the next slide, and I'll hand it off to Garrett for covering those.
Thanks, Josh. So yeah, as Josh mentioned, there's no lack of excitement and buzz in the business world of AI. I'm not going to read these to you, but I'm sure you've seen these or some similar to those. But the real question that we keep getting though from our clients is, how can we use this, right? Which I'm assuming is part of the reason why you're here. So if you would, Aaron, bounce to the next slide. So we're just to tee it up, we're seeing there's three kind of core areas, if you will, in the business that can benefit from AI, and those being sales, service, and marketing. We're going to dive into sales and service here just a little bit to give you a little bit more depth to that. But the idea is, across these three different functions of the business, we can utilize AI to ideally make a positive impact on your business, right? And in this case, looking at around the sales function, leads, opportunities, sales, forecasting, those kinds of things. And then getting into more the service aspects, if you happen to have a customer support function as well. And then with marketing, being able to look at that function and be able to be more effective in your marketing efforts, be more targeted with those efforts, being able to generate more leads, ideally through those efforts. So, Aaron, if you will, next slide.
Mm-hmm.
So again, this slide and the next slide, I'm going to go into sales here, service next, but this is really just to kind of tee up what we're really going to dive into in our next two webinar sessions coming up that Aaron touched on. But again, just to kind of give you a little bit of a teaser here, these are kind of the 5 areas, if you will, that we're seeing that AI can most benefit. It's not exclusive by any means. There are other options as well, but kind of working left to right here, we've got the lead scoring. So as a new lead comes into the system, being able to apply AI and generate some kind of a score based on your historical data and the responses that you might have collected during that lead intake process. Okay. Moving on, once that lead gets qualified, moves into some kind of a solid opportunity, being able to apply some insights, as they call it, in order to put a more higher level of predictability on actually closing that and then helping your team through that, being able to maybe focus on those higher odds of closing those, and being able to prioritize, that's the word I was looking for, those opportunities better. From there, then that leads into the forecasting function and being able to actually utilize that data and the AI learning to give you more accurate forecasting around your sales and really the analytics aspect in that case. Next one is around helping your sales team. And so, there's ways to utilize some of the tools like Copilot, for example, where we can, a salesperson can get recommendations and best next steps, as they call it, to help with their follow-up process around those leads and opportunities. And then finally, we can utilize it to automate. I know we do a fair amount of automation already using some of Salesforce's tools, but AI allows us to take that even to a next step around that and make your salespeople even more efficient. Okay, next slide. This is around service. So for those of you that have some kind of a service customer support function, most of this is centered around making those agents more efficient or assisting them in their efforts. So if we talk about case routing, for example, so as a new case or ticket comes into the system, being able to use AI along with some of the other data that's tied to that request or that ticket, and being able to prioritize and route that accordingly, being able to, once it's in the agent's queue and they're looking at it, being able to provide them some assistance on how to respond and insights and whatnot. Then also being able to analyze the sentiment. That's more of a post-service function, been able to look at that and be able to glean key points about the service function, how did we do, and what might do better in the future. The other thing there is around the knowledge base. So that's both an internal and external. And so we can actually offer that to like the agents as well as to customers who might come to your site and want to interact with some kind of a chatbot, and be able to do that and offer that and automate a lot of that for you as well. And then lastly is around the case resolution and being able to apply AI to work on other things, but applying that logic and trying to resolve that case and using some automation around that as well. So again, not all exclusive. There's lots more options out there, but these are kind of the major ones that we've been seeing and seeing some value for you guys. Next slide. I will pass it back to you, Josh.
Awesome. Awesome. Thanks. I love the high level overview of sales and service. And as you mentioned, we're going to dive deep into those in the next couple of webinars and talk about the specific functionality there. But obviously right now, a ton of buzz about Agentforce is what Dreamforce was all about. They promised it coming in October, and yesterday was the official launch of Agentforce. And it is pretty exciting, the potential of having these autonomous agents that can, handle specific tasks. And one of the things that I really like about Agentforce is, the back end of it, coming from a development background and configuring things. Agentforce is really a lot of having to do with this generative AI. It's more using AI to create AI, which is really cool. The natural language instructions and documentation and stuff. And so it's pretty fantastic when you look at the capabilities and the ease of use of getting it set up and trained and being able to really kind of guide it, to be able to accomplish exactly what you want it to do for your business and nothing else, putting restrictions on the agents and stuff, just all with natural language. It's pretty amazing to me that doesn't necessarily require any code, but can take advantage of existing flows and existing Apex in your org and functionality and automations and integrations that you have in place, but kind of high level training them and setting these things up is far easier than even Einstein bots a couple of years ago. So really excited about Agentforce and what it's going to mean for the future here. And obviously Salesforce is excited about it too. Put in specific goals to have a certain number, a huge number, something like 2 billion autonomous agents by the end of next year, which that's fantastic. And it'll be interesting to see if we get there. So let's go ahead and go to the next slide. So want to talk about kind of a roadmap for adopting AI here. This is something that we did a presentation on at Dreamforce, because obviously with talking to our customers, there's a ton of stuff out there. There's so much stuff about AI that it's really kind of hard to know where to start and how to even get going on adoption. And so we put together kind of a practical guide in this roadmap where what we'd like to do is really kind of start with where it's going to make a difference for your business, because there's even just across sales and service that we'll be covering in the next two webinars, there's over 30 pieces of functionality, AI functionality that you could adopt. Some of them are going to make sense for your business. Some of them are going to provide real value for your business. Others may not make sense for the way you do business. And so rather than getting overwhelmed with there's so much AI and I gotta jump in and I gotta figure it out, what we like to do is work with you to identify specific use cases. And so, step one here, we've got an initial assessment is basically how how are you currently using Salesforce? What features and functionality are you using? How much data, how many closed cases or opportunities or historical stuff do you have, and we've identified, and we'll show you next week, kind of things that will help identify based on the way you're currently using Salesforce, things that specific features that are potential quick wins or things that you can take advantage of immediately with your current licensing and all that, or others that you may want to you know work towards, or maybe a more of a future item, and we'll get into that. But yeah, really, this initial assessment's about identifying the pain points and the processes, identifying specific areas where AI could make a difference for your business, and then also identifying how do we track those? What are the KPIs? What are, we want to become more efficient. Well, okay, let's talk about, are we talking about, closed case times? Are we talking about handling more cases? Are we talking about deflecting cases? How are we tracking those? We want to benchmark, currently where you're at, and how adopting this is going to make you more productive, and ensure that we know how to track that so that you can prove the return on investment for your AI adoption. So secondly is kind of defining a vision. This is making a plan of where you want to go, how to get there. Adding specific, taking care of these use cases that are identified, and maybe doing a proof of concept to see incremental efficiencies that really can kind of add up, and you know identifying those short-term wins, identifying the longer-term enhancements that may take a little effort, all of that kind of stuff that all comes into specifically where you want to be, where you see yourself or your business, and then how do we get from here to there. And then third is prioritizing, developing the roadmap, the identifying specific projects, and then really, once we got those use cases and we know kind of which AI features, oh yeah, there we go, which AI features are can potentially help you get where you want to go, then we prioritize. Let's take a look at establishing criteria for priority. Is this going to lead to a potential for increased operational efficiency, or better customer service, or increased revenue, or kind of weight those specific value adds for each project, and determine the resources that are needed, and then apply that criteria to the specific use cases so that we can identify, where you're going to get your bang for your buck. What makes sense to jump in and do immediately, and what makes sense to maybe hold off on for now, and prioritizing those as it makes sense for your business. And it's interesting with the variety of different businesses that we've dealt with. It really is, there's not a real one size fits all approach here. It's what's going to make a difference for your business. What are the pain points that you're experiencing? And it's amazing to see what combination of these 30 different features can really make a difference for you. So the fourth step here, obviously, implementing, deploying. This is kind of following an agile process: plan, design, develop, test, deploy, review, launch. This is kind of the way that we do business with projects and stuff, where we go through the process and really kind of focus on change management the whole way through, preparing your users for it, preparing your customers for it, whoever it is that's going to be able to take advantage of these wonderful capabilities. But implementing and deploying, from our standpoint, this sometimes is the easier part than all of the rest of knowing exactly what to and how to, and preparing your business users for the changes. So, but this is kind of the exciting part. This is what we do day in and day out, and love to help our clients, take advantage of these opportunities. And then lastly, the last step of our roadmap here is monitor, feedback, and iterate. So monitoring, obviously, anytime after we deploy, want to be talking to the users. We want to make sure that things are working exactly as expected, getting their feedback. How is this changing the way they do business on a day-to-day basis? Are they seeing the efficiencies? Getting the feedback from the people actually doing the work, monitoring, having dashboards with those KPIs that we talked about, in step one. The whole point of identifying those quantifiable, measurable KPIs is to be able to prove, yes, this is making a difference in our business. And so monitoring as things get released and launched, seeing how much did it improve efficiency? Did we meet our 15% goal, or did we surpass that? What kind of ROI are we getting here? And very important, always kind of taking that opportunity to continually monitor and make sure that things are going exactly the way we anticipated, and make tweaks or adjustments as needed. And then iterating is, hey, you know what? Now that we've got the short-term vision accomplished, let's work on those longer-term things. Phase one, priority one stuff is done. Let's work on priority two, and get that one rolling, so you'll basically start the process over again with the implement and deploy, and get some more features out there. Because what we found with these is that there's not like one big major easy button kind of a thing, although Agentforce is kind of getting that direction. But a lot of people, the reality versus expectations and stuff, sometimes it's, oh, I'm going to implement AI and it'll transform my business overnight. And in some cases it might, but in most cases, it's about taking specific, measurable, quantifiable adjustments, and getting those incremental efficiencies. But then those things really add up to business value and to significant cost savings or growth, or preparing for the future, whatever it is, to help make your business more scalable, more profitable, more efficient, all of that kind of stuff. And so, yeah, monitoring, feedback, and iterating, very important. So finally, what we've been trying to do here essentially is kind of get you, hopefully the wheels are spinning a little bit in terms of what you're thinking for your business, thinking about some specific use cases, identifying opportunities within your business, going through, identifying pain points in your business processes, and identifying those, and then understanding, learning about the capabilities of the AI that we're going to be doing in the next couple of sessions, and then mixing those together. Okay, based on this pain point, what kind of AI feature or functionality can actually help with that, and putting those two together, improving efficiency of your business, in terms of sales and service. Sales, obviously, improving efficiency is important, but things that can help your sales agents to close more deals, close bigger deals, shorten the lifespan or the life cycle of your opportunities. Anything that we can do there translates to real dollars. In service, kind of the same thing, improving efficiencies, shorter time on cases, deflecting cases, so that, if an agent can handle 30, 40, 50% of your cases, and your internal agents only have to, handle the remainder, it frees them up for, improving processes, and for focusing on greater value activities. Also enhancing customer experience. This is one that we had a client mention this morning that, we want to, provide better overall customer experience. And, there's absolutely some features and functionality, particularly with Agentforce, that can help out. And it's going to make a real difference for them. I mean, it'll be really interesting to see the hard KPIs and exactly how big of a difference it makes for them. But these are the things that we want to talk about and want to hopefully get you thinking about as we dive in and dive deeper into the features and functionality of Salesforce AI, as well as how it can make a big difference for your business. And so I want to turn it back over to Aaron here and see if we have any questions.
Yeah, fantastic. Thanks, Josh. And thanks, Garrett. No questions yet. Feel free, if anyone has a question out there, go ahead and pop it into the Q&A box. I'll go ahead and wait a minute here while, if anyone does have a question, they can go ahead and put that in. While we're waiting, I'll just go ahead and mention one more time, our next session is going to dive deeper into AI specifically for sales within Salesforce. So we've kind of scratched the surface today. We've given you a little bit of teaser around some of those features and functions. But our next session is going to dive deeper into specific features that solve business challenges and improve, operational efficiency or have some kind of improvement in financial impact for the business. So that's what we're going to be getting into on Wednesday, November 13th. We'll get an invitation out to everyone. Also, if anyone's wondering, hey, going back to Josh's slide, the 5 steps, right, of developing an AI roadmap or AI strategy. If you're thinking about taking that initial very first step and starting with that assessment, please visit our website. We have some great tools on there around AI readiness. Josh has created this fantastic form that you can fill out, punch in a couple pieces of information, and we can provide you a nice readback on where you are today with your current usage of Salesforce and what kind of AI features are available right now to you. So I haven't seen any questions come in to the chat, so I'll go ahead and end the session for today, but want to say thank you to everyone for joining us. We really appreciate you taking time out of your day. Oh, it looks like we also had Tanvi here pop in a link here. This is the link to our website where you can find that AI readiness tool that I just mentioned. So feel free to guys to copy that link and go ahead and use that. We'll also send an email out to all of the attendees where you can access this recording and also have additional resources around this topic. So thanks everyone and have a fantastic day.